You will never be profitable with prop firms until you stop playing their games. Literally everyone fails at trading prop firms for one reason only, and I'm about to fix it. And as you can see, I have decent capital connected, but I don't see any IG kid flexing prop firms payouts, managing millions for an actual investment fund, like I do. We are making 480% ROI on our $500 investment. If you approach it like this, there is no chance you won't be able to be profitable with prop firms and also aim to make 6 figures a year. Welcome back everyone, and if you don't know me, I'm Raffaello. I trade since 7 years and I currently manage over 5 million euros for a hedge fund, and even though now I manage their capital mainly, prop firms have been a huge part of my trading career to acquire capital very fast. I still have some prop accounts I trade. The only reason I was able to acquire actual capital from prop firms instead of failing and wasting money on challenges like everyone does is for 3 simple steps I'm about to explain to you. So let's get into it. As you can see, the title of this miro board is Stop Gambling, Start Scaling, because everyone is approaching prop firms like basically they are a roulette. You are trying to make a lot of profit, 10, 15, 20% on a single account, while you should leverage the possibility to actually have huge amount of funding with a little spending. Now, for context, just know I trade with fundamental analysis. I have a global macro approach, I have my own private trading terminal, and I have a 3-month mentorship program. So if you're interested, you'll find a link in the description. Now, let's get into it. The first misconception is prop firms accounts are actually just demo accounts. If you still believe that you're actually managing real capital, you are wrong. From these articles, we can actually see that only 7% of 300,000 prop traders managed to achieve a payout. On the funded trader, we can see that only 1 in 20 traders actually pass a challenge, and of those, just 20% achieve actually any payout. And this doesn't take into account consistency, so it's just one payout of 1% and then nothing. As you can see here, even those who succeed, an average earning is just 4% of the allocated capital. So they are not even making the 10, 15, 20% profits that everyone is blasting around on social media. Now, knowing that all these people are actually failing at prop firms and basically just the 1% of the 1% is getting a payout, you can understand their business model very quickly. Now, let's imagine 100 traders spends $500 each on a 100K challenge. Let's use this as an example. So 100 times $500 is $50,000 in profit for the prop firm, okay? Now, only to get a 4% payout, and statistics are actually even lower than that. So, like this, basically, after the 80-20 profit split, the prop firm will have to pay just $6,400 in payout. So, $50,000 in profit minus 6.4K, this means that the prop firm is bagging $43,600 in pure profit. So, as you can see, they don't actually need to put funding on the line. They can just give you demo accounts because they know that most people are failing, so they can pay profitable traders from the challenge fees of the one they're losing. And everyone is losing because they don't know those 3 steps I'm about to tell you now. So how do they actually make this much money? How prop firms are so rich? Because they are selling you a get-rich-quick dream. They are just trying to let you think that by buying a 200K challenge, passing it and trading it, you can make 15, 10, 20% amount and then making 20, 30 grand amount easily, just win one challenge, just by investing $1,000 in the challenge. But it doesn't work like that. So the average prop trader cycle is this. You see kids on IG showing supposed 10-15% payouts on 200K prop accounts. You think those are standard and achievable profits. You think that doing the same is just a matter of finding the good strategy. This is why you go and buy stupid smart money courses, pre-recorded courses. You then buy a challenge thinking you can become rich easily if you just have access to a 200K funded account. So then you either lose the challenge or the funded phase, and even if you're able to make a payout, it doesn't take much time to lose the prop to the restrictive rules and unrealistic expectations. So you lose money and the prop makes money, and then the cycle restarts over and over again. You see another kid making backs on prop firm on Instagram, you again think that it's so easy, and so on. Like these prop firms and influencers earn more and more money and you just go broke. Now, the funny thing is that this works only when you don't realize that you are being played. But once you understand the game, you stop being a pawn and you can finally become the player. You just need the 3 steps I'm showing you now. Now, the first thing we need to do is fixing the approach, because prop firm seems easy to pass if you do TikTok trading. 10% doesn't look like a huge return if you follow kids that post false payouts and demo accounts, of course. But in the real world, a 10% return is in many cases a great annual return for a real investment fund, not monthly. 10% annual is considered a good return for an investment fund, for an hedge fund, for a bank, and so on. Now, to add on this, prop firm impose strict volatility rules, what you commonly refer to as drawdown. It's called volatility in the real finance. Now, generally, it is a 5% max daily drawdown and a 10% overall drawdown. Now, actually, being able to consistently achieve a 10% profit without risking more than 10% of the account would actually mean being able to double a personal brokerage account without losing all of it. Being able to risk 100% of the balance in that case, not a fixed 10%. Imagine you have an account, you can risk just 10% and you can make a 10% profit. The same thing, if you could risk 100%, you would be able to make 100% profit. Now, as we just said, 10% profit with a max drawdown of 10% equals 100% profit with max drawdown capped at 100%. So if you just blow the account, this is the same thing. And if you were able to do this, so if you were able to make a 10% profit consistently each month on a prop account without risking more than 100%, if you apply the same concept on a $500 account, personal account with 100% drawdown, so the money is yours, you can actually blow it if you want, you just need 11 months of this type of profits to gain $1 million. You start from 500 and you get up to $1,024,000 in just 11 months. Can you see already how it looks funny? It looks like gambling, not trading. This is not finance. Finance doesn't work like this. Also because if you can turn $500 in $1 million in just 11 months, imagine what you could do with just $1 million under management. You would simply break the economy. If being able to do such returns consistently was possible, hedge funds would kidnap you to have you as a trader. But I don't see any IG kid flexing prop firms payouts, managing millions for an actual investment fund, like I do. So don't let them make a fool of you, because prop firms actually make money by selling you dreams and by leveraging you aiming for unrealistic returns, plus of course all this stupid consistency and risk rules. And Instagram and TikTok kids make money by leveraging the prop firms narrative, by doing affiliations with them, and by selling you courses that promise to make you a millionaire with a 200k funded account. Again, don't let them make a fool of you. Now, what's the actual step one? The simple fix is your approach should be to leverage prop firm by achieving high funded capital with consistent return. Instead of chasing a 10% payout with a 100 or 200k account, you should chase a consistent 2 or 3% return a month with multiple funded accounts. So the idea here is funded capital over large returns. Consistent realistic returns on high capital, 3% a month on a 600k total funding, so just 3 to 100k prop firms is $18,000 a month, is 14.4k a month if you assume an 80-20 profit split with the prop firm. That is 172k a year. It's almost 200 grand a year, without considering that most props also give bi-weekly payouts after the first one. So that number could even be higher. So if you start to see it in this perspective, that is the only working perspective, I can assure you, your mindset and approach is fixed, and we can go to step 2. Step 2 is to find your reliable 2 to 4% monthly edge. So forget about 1 to 5 and 1 to 10 RRs, forget passing FTMO with one trade, forget fair value gaps, liquidity sweep, order blocks, you don't need any of this. This is all you need to build an edge, and it's free on my channel, my 2 COT report strategy, the leverage fund strength index and the COT flick strategy. You can find them on my YouTube channel or by clicking a pop-up that should be around here now, and those are worth more than any course you could have seen, and they are free. So this is all you need. You just need 1 to 2 trades per week, only high probability setup, time frames to be higher or at least H1, and low drawdown strategies. You already have everything you need. Just go on my channel, look at these 2 videos, and you already have found your edge. You don't need anything else, so step 2 is done. Now, if you actually want to become a real professional trader, those COT strategies are just 1% of what I use, and they are just better than anything else around. My 3-month private mentorship program explains everything I use. I have my own private trading terminal where I have more than 17 data points, and the COT is just one of them, to trade with Global Macro. I have my own personal indicators, there is my community, there is a profitability guarantee in the mentorship. So if you're interested in becoming a profitable trader, and you will with my framework because it just works, and as I said, there is also a guarantee, just check the link in the description and book your call. This could be the last mentorship you will ever need to take to finally become a profitable trader and not just make a quick buck on prop firms, but actually live of it and potentially working with me, trading real capital for my hedge fund very soon. Check the link in the description and book a call. You will speak either directly with me or one of the members of my team, and I hope to see you in the mentorship soon. Now, next step. Now, step 2 is stop gambling and start scaling. Again, just copy this framework. Once you get a 3% consistent edge, you just need to take profit per month, basically. So you don't need to trade every day, you just need to take profits per month to achieve a 3 or 4%. You follow this exact framework. Now, first thing first, we need to pass the challenge. So if we make 3% per month with a low drawdown, we'll use 2 or 2.5x our normal risk to pass the challenge. Remember, you need to have your consistent edge first. So you have to try a bit on a demo account. Once you have 1 or 2 months where you're actually profitable and you can make 3%, it's not that hard. If you're used to aim to 10%, it's not hard. You need 1 to 2 trades. Once you've done that, to pass the challenge, if we make an average of 3-4% monthly, we'll use 2 or 2.5x of our normal risk to pass the challenges. We don't need to actually pass every challenge. We are leveraging the prop condition to our advantage using basic math. Because let's have an example on a 100k account. If the average cost is $500, around this for a 100k account, with a 3% payout, we have $2,400 at an 80-20 profit split. We are making 480% ROI on our $500 investment. We invested $500 and we are making $2,400. So the return on investment is 480%. Plus, with good prop firms like FTMO, we also get our $500 challenge fee back, so it's even more. So we are in an actual position where we can lose even 2 challenges every 3 attempts and still be in profit. So let's now do a quick example on a 100k challenge. We lose the first challenge, so minus $500. We'll also lose the second attempt, the second challenge, so we lose again $500. Then at the third attempt, we actually achieve a payout, so we get plus $2,400. So the total is $2,400 plus $500, because I'm assuming we are using a good prop firm, so we are getting our challenge fee refunded, minus $500, minus $500. So we are subtracting the 2 failed challenges. So the total here is $2,400 in profit, plus $500, because I'm assuming you're using a good prop firms that refund our challenge fee at the beginning, minus $500 and minus $500. I'm just subtracting the 2 failed attempts. This gives us $1,900 in net profit. That is 126 ROI on our total $1,500 investment. So as you can see, we have already more than doubled our investment with just 1 payout cycle. This is the power of it. No investments will give you the same return just potentially in 1 month like this. Why? Because we are actually using math in this case to leverage prop firm condition. Prop firms are making a lot of money because they are using actually math. They know that they can make money because most of the traders fail, so they will just pay the 1% that actually gets a payout by the 99% of traders that lose and just pay challenge fees. You are still part of this 99%, but once you finish this video, if you apply these concepts, trust me, you will finally start making profits and you will stop playing their game. So now, once we have our funded account, we'll stick back to our standard risk, aiming to a 2 to 4% amount with low drawdown. We don't need to make huge returns. We just need to leverage the cheap way we have to acquire funded capital. Don't try now to stick to the 2 or 2.5x risk. Just stick back to your previous lot size. Don't try to make a 5, 6, 10%. You don't need that. Stick to 2 to 4% with an average of 3% a month. Once you've done that, with every payout, we'll invest part of it for a new challenge and the rest goes in our bank account. After we've done this, it's just rinse and repeat. We'll just replay the cycle over and over again and we'll get fucking rich. As you can see, if you approach the prop firms like this, making money is not hard. You can actually make a lot of money because your return on investment is extremely high, because prop firm challenges compared to the capital you have in your hand are extremely cheap. So let's have now a low budget example on a 50k account. Now, the lower the challenge size, the lower are the actual profits and the slower is the scaling. So I'd recommend to start this process with 50K challenges, just setting aside $1,000. That's all you need. Now, the starting conditions are this: $350 average challenge cost, a 50K usually goes for that, even lower. Some prop firms sell it for $299. Then 80-20 profit split. Again, some prop firms will give you more, but I'm assuming very, very low conditions to make sure you actually see the power of this. And the challenge fee is refunded on first payout. Don't trust prop firms that don't even give you back the challenge fee after the first payout, so always stick with big prop firms. Don't try to save like $20, $30 because once you get a funded account, if the prop firm is not serious, we'll just have lost time. Now, as the 100K example, challenge 1 is a fail, so minus $350. Challenge 2, again, fail, minus $350. But now, the challenge 3, we have a payout achieved. We are assuming 3%, okay? And this is $1,200, considering an 80-20 profit split on a 50K account. Plus, we get our $350 for the challenge refunded now, okay? So the total is $1,200 plus $350 minus $350 minus $350. Again, I'm adding the fee that gets refunded at the first payout for the last prop we passed, and I'm subtracting the 2 challenge fee of the challenges we lost, okay? This gives us immediately $850 in net profit. Now, what we do, the next step is we invest $350 in a new challenge and we keep the remaining $500 while we continue trading on the funded account for the new payout cycle. So once we get the first payout, $350, we get another challenge at the same size at the beginning. Don't start and go ballistic with 100K, 200K. No, stick to the 50K at the beginning while we continue trading on our funded account now. Now, crucial step here. If you don't follow this, you will just waste your time and your money. If we fail the challenge, we don't buy another one immediately. Absolutely not. If we fail the challenge we just bought while we have our funded account, we don't buy another one with the $500 we still have in our pocket. We wait for the next payout cycle. Patience, guys, is key here. We don't need to rush, because once you start working with this framework, you will see that your growth is exponential. So we don't need to rush. We don't need to save the 2 weeks we have to wait for the next payout cycle. We just keep it slow. At the next payout cycle, we will buy another challenge and so on and so forth. So then we just rinse and repeat until we get to 400 or 500K in funding. And remember, 3% amount on 500K in funded account is $12,000 a month. We are now making 12K a month by just opening 2 or 3 trades, by taking it slow with no stress and by being able to leverage prop firms and scale quickly. After 500K, you can get to $1 million, $2 million, and so on. Now, a tip: when you will have multiple accounts, it will become harder and harder to open multiple trades and so on. You can use a trade copier like Duplichium. This is the one I use, and as you can see, I have decent capital connected with almost 12K in profit this month. You can use the same. It's very easy to start. You don't need a tutorial. You will just find a link in the description where you can create your Duplichium account. It's just, I think, something between $8 or $9 a month per account, so absolutely little compared to what you can do with prop firms. Now, recap every quick, make sure you understood everything. First step, fix your approach. You don't need to make 10% a month because this is just statistically impossible. This is something that statistically doesn't exist. If you can do that, you will be able to turn $500 into $1 million in less than a year consistently, and this doesn't exist in real finance. If you're able to do that, I will personally give you all my money and I will allow you to invest all my money, but this just doesn't exist. So funded capital over large return. We are aiming to get a lot of funding without aiming to make crazy returns, crazy profits every month. Step 2, find your reliable 2 to 4% monthly edge. You can see my 2 COT videos. If you want more, check the link in the description for my mentorship, but it's not hard to get to these kind of returns, especially if you're used to aim to 10-20% a month, okay? You just need 1 to 2 trades per week. Now, just like this Miro board is called Stop Gambling and Start Scaling, just copy this exact framework, do a screenshot of this framework, and this is the process you need to apply every single day. If you approach it like this, and even more if you also join the mentorship, there is no chance you won't be able to be profitable with prop firms and also aim to make 6 figures a year. So this was the framework, gents. Hope you enjoyed the video and you are able to apply it. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. No one is bringing you this much value, this much free information. You will find the 2 COT strategies videos on my channel. There is also a video that explains you statistically how to use and to place your stop loss to be profitable over the long run. Ask any questions you want in the comment. I'll do my best to come back to each one of you. And then just apply this framework, keep pushing, and there is no chance you won't make it in trading. Peace. See you later.